Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite stockbrokers that I can always recommend, and that is Lightyear. The great news is they have been continuing to innovate and bring new features to the app, as well as some great news for all Lightyear investors because they really continue to grow. So in this video, I'm going to get you up to speed with all the latest and greatest about Lightyear. Right, starting off with the first news, and that's that they added now fractional ETFs and stocks. For now, this feature is only available in Europe, but as I do understand from them, in the future, they will also be adding it to UK investors. So exciting times ahead. So let me show you how simple it is to start buying and also setting up recurring buys for fractional stocks or ETFs, whatever you would like to buy. And it's actually really easy to find. So in search over here at the bottom left, you see that search icon. And then obviously from here, you could either scroll down and look for the various, discovery by fund size, by stocks, by country, whatever. You have some really cool options and filters to find whatever you're looking for, which makes it easy. But I actually just like to click on search over here and it will pull up the search mask. And from here, it's super simple. You see at the top already fractional. So if you're in the EU, you will obviously see that feature. Click on fractional over here. And then from here, you can either look for fractional stocks, fractional ETFs, whatever you're looking for, right? So let's start off with some fractional ETFs. Let's click on that. And here you basically see all the various fractional ETFs that you can now buy through Lightyear, which is really, really cool. And the feature that was much needed. I'm really happy that they finally added it because it just makes investing, especially with smaller amounts, much easier. And I'll show you in a second how small the amounts can be, which is really, really cool. So obviously there is a long list already, and I'm sure it will continue to grow in the future. And as I said, it will also be added to the UK in the future. So that will be cool. On stocks as well, you have quite a number to choose from. And the cool thing is with Lightyear, obviously still being relatively young app, they really keep on growing and adding new features and instruments, which I really love. So let's go back to ETFs over here. And then obviously you can choose whatever is your investment style. For the sake of the exercise, I will go with a very popular one that people seem to like to invest in, which is the Vanguard S&P 500. So let's click on this. And then you see very quickly here the usual great insights that you get with Lightyear. And that's honestly one thing I always say in terms of app design and user interface. It really is the sleekest app out of all of them. I test brokers and apps almost for a living, you could say so. So I can really attest that they have by far the nicest interface. It's just so seamless, such a joy to use. So I really, really love that. And from here, you see also at the top, market is open, which is good, right? And it's fractional. So just in case you didn't know, you can also click in market open. It will pull up this interface over here. And you will see obviously when the market's open, right? You can scroll around. It opens in Germany at 10 because this is now the German stock market. You can also go ahead when it closes. But the cool thing is now on Lightyear, you can also have extended trading. So you can see you can even trade before and after. Just keep in mind though, if you do decide to trade during extended hours, obviously, the prices, they do fluctuate. The spreads might be higher. So that's just something to keep in mind. So I personally prefer to buy during operating hours when the stock markets are open, but you do now have the ability to also buy on extended hours, which is really cool and a nice nifty addition to Lightyear as well. Right, so coming back to the app, from here it's super simple. Just click on buy and you can obviously add now the euro amount or pound amount or dollar amount, right, in the future. If they have also fractionals for other stocks and ETFs in other countries, you can do that. For now, I'm planning to buy a euro-based ETF. And the cool thing is you can buy from as little as 2 euros. Really, really cool. You can see if I put 1 euro, it will tell me it's 2 euros. So from 2 euros, I can start buying S&P 500 ETF, right? Really, really awesome. I absolutely love it. Before, or in many other apps, you have to buy a whole share. And you can see right now, a whole share would cost me 103 euros. What if I don't have 103 euros or I don't want to spend that? Well, then you couldn't buy it. Now with Lightyear, you can, which is really, really cool. I absolutely love it. You can see the balance. Alternatively, I could just click on buy max. That would basically take all my cash to buy that. But obviously for the sake of the exercise, I just want to buy one ETF worth 2 euros. And yep, if you're fine with this, click on preview order. And here you see a quick recap of what's about to happen. Order value, 2 euros. And the cool thing is, of course, with Lightyear, you don't have any ETF execution or trading fees, right? Other fees do apply, of course, like FX fee in case you buy it in a different currency. And of course, the ETF provider charge their own fees, but that applies to pretty much any ETF, right? The cool thing is Lightyear itself does not charge execution or trading fee on that ETF, which I love. And then basically from here, all you do is confirm the order and boom, it will take a second and the order has been placed, as you can see. And this is really, really cool. Obviously from here, I could easily set up a repeat order as well, or you can do that straight from the screen. So let me show you how quickly that is. If I go back into here, once again, I want to buy something, and then you go at the top right. So at first you may not find it, but you will see here, instead of market order, you can click on repeat order. And that's really, really cool because it's super simple to set up a repeat order that executes pretty much whenever you want it to do automatically on autopilot, and you don't even have to think about it. That's why I'm a big fan of automating your investments, set it and forget it, the easiest way to dollar cost average over time. So let me show you how simple that is. Let's say you want to invest 5 euros. Again, your budget might be different, right? This is just to show you the example of how simple it can be. And then you can change here the frequency, whether you want to do it daily, weekly, or monthly. It's really up to you. Personally, I like to invest weekly, but again, it's up to you. Since you don't have ETF trading or execution fees, you could even go with daily, right? To get the best dollar cost average price. But I think weekly definitely works. And then obviously from here, you just pick from when you want to start. Let's say, on Thursday, and then basically every single Thursday, this will be triggered. Let me click on preview repeat order, and you will see what will happen. Every week, it will start buying without any execution fee for 5 euros worth of that ETF. If you're happy with this, click on confirm, and boom, that repeat order has been set up. And now you literally just lean back and see your investments being done on your behalf. Just make sure you have money on your account so you can obviously use those funds to invest. And that's as simple as it is. If I scroll down here, you can see the pending orders, and basically it shows me that I have set up a repeat order. And of course, very simple to cancel from here. If you ever wanted to cancel or change it, you could do that as well. Click on yes, cancel, and boom, that's as simple as it is. And that's really one of the beautiful things I love about Lightyear, how simple and user-friendly it is. Of course, let me also show you how simple it is to do the same on the web, because I know some of you watching might prefer doing things not on the phone, but on the desktop. Totally fine. Just go on lightyear.com, and then you click on login over here, scan the QR code, and then confirm on your phone that you want to log in. Super simple, super seamless, as we know it from Lightyear. Let me do just that. And here we are inside my Lightyear web app. And you can pretty much do exactly the same as you could on your phone. So whatever you prefer, you have the options. You can see here my last trade, obviously, and I could do exactly the same from the desktop over here. Click on search, and then obviously I have the same options. Click on fractional, for example, and then I see here fractional stocks, right? So I could see whatever fractional stocks I can buy right now. Let's say I wanted to buy some Amazon, right? Not investment advice, just demonstration purposes. Click on Amazon, and we'll pull up all the information I need to see to make my investment decisions. And I'll come to this in a second for another feature that they recently introduced. And here you see I can buy the dollar amount in USD. Now, of course, I could also change it to number of shares, but I want to show you how I buy fractional shares, right? So that's a fraction of a share, not a full share, because a full share right now is how much? $229. I don't want to spend that much, so I can buy a fractional share. And of course, you can see since Amazon is listed in the US, I would be buying it in dollars. So let's go ahead and buy $1. Once again, it doesn't allow you for the $1. It has to be at least $2, which is fine, which will give me a fractional share. As you can see over here, click on preview. And then obviously you see an order summary. You see the execution fee on stocks, which is really transparently listed over here, which I like, which we didn't have with ETFs. On stocks, there is a small one, but honestly, I think it's really reasonable. $1 maximum. So really, really attractively priced, actually, much cheaper than many other brokers out there. And you see, of course, a currency conversion fee, right? Since I have euros right now in my account, it has to be converted to dollars before I can buy it. You see the conversion fee, also very transparently listed. Trust me, I used other brokers where they really hide the fees and you really don't know how much you end up spending on FX conversion, on trading fees, right? So they make it very transparent. And yeah, just to go show you how simple it is to find fractional shares now on Lightyear, which I really like. Right, and the second big feature that Lightyear added is the AI integration, which honestly, it has to be done, right? These days, you can't do anything anymore without AI, so I'm really happy that Lightyear is also embracing it. It just helps you make your investment decisions a bit easier or helps you facilitate your decision. I can't tell you what to do. It guides you a little bit better. I recently made a YouTube video where I showcased how Perplexity can help you make investment decisions, but that's yet another tool that you have to sign up, to log in, to use, and so on. So of course, ideally you want to have a broker that bakes AI into the app so you can have it right then and there when you make your investment decisions. So I'm really happy to see that Lightyear starts to embrace it. I'm sure more and more features will be rolled out. Now, right now, the US markets are not open. If they are, you will even see here a little digest, AI digest of the news, of market movements and so on, shown here on your home screen. Right now, as I'm filming the video, the markets in the US are closed, so that's why it doesn't show it. But once they're open, you will see that. Really cool. A nice little overview, AI overview of what's happening in the market. Let's open up, for example, a company like Amazon, right? Again, not buying recommendations, it's just to showcase what you can do with it. So you can see markets are closed. Once again, I can click onto it and see when they open. And these are the small things which I really value about Lightyear, which again, on many brokers, I can't see when the markets are open. I always have to remember, but I do live in different time zones. So it's really sometimes hard to know when the markets open, when they close. So very, very simple and easy. Shows me fractional at the top as well, which is good. And then I scroll down and you can see the usual metrics that I saw before as well, analyst ratings. But then one of the new additions is obviously bulls and bears, what they're saying, which I really love, right? On the one hand side, you have the bulls, so general bullish sentiment, where basically analysts or people say, the upside potential of a stock, right? It's just some ideas, like why could the stock continue to grow? Then you have the bears, people who give ideas of why a stock could potentially fall in share price in the future. And I always like to look at both sides, right? Because nobody knows the future, but look at both sides and then form your own investing thesis, so to say. So you can see here Lightyear AI, and you can click on it and have a couple of points as to why they think a stock can grow. And that's obviously aggregated from different sources. It gives you a quick idea without spending hours and hours, listening to earnings reports or reading analyst reports. A quick overview of why potentially the stock could go up, or of course, why potentially the stock could go down, right? And that's just really, really nice, and a nice little feature that they previously didn't have, which I really value. So these are cool things that they baked into the app. Another cool thing is, if you go to the chart over here, you can obviously change the period and so forth. But then you see this little, chart over here, which you can click into this. And that's a section what they call why did it move? And that's actually really cool that, once again, I also haven't seen on many other apps. You can see, when the price went up, okay, but I'm more interested in why it dropped, right? So I could click into this over here. Amazon 9.47% fall. Well, why did it fall? It says over here, Amazon stock decline amid tariff concerns and inflation data. And I can see a bit of background on what happened. I can even click into the article that talked about it. So it's really nice to kind of see why a stock moved over the past, right? Why it went up in certain days, but also why it went down, and just gives you additional insights so you can really kind of understand what moves the stock price, right? So after a while, you might spot patterns and you can make your own, once again, thesis, whether now is a good time to invest or not. So I really like that feature, and something I will definitely see myself using to kind of study past stock movements. And a couple of things that I just wanted to reiterate that not everybody seems to be aware of. For example, Lightyear does not charge an inactivity fee, which is also really important, right? Because some stockbrokers, they start charging you an inactivity fee if you're not logging in or doing any trades. Lightyear does not do that. Second of all, they do not engage in securities lending, which is quite popular with many brokers, where they lend your shares to other institutions or so forth, so they can short or do other things with it, which, some may like, but others want to feel comfortable knowing that the stockbroker keeps actually the share and does not lend them out, and Lightyear does not do that. And thirdly, Lightyear does not engage in payment for order flow, which is something a lot of investors are quite particular about, and a lot of people are really against it. And the good thing is, Lightyear does not follow that practice. And if you want to check out Lightyear for yourself, either scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description below and use my promo code KAI10, and you will receive $10 worth of a US fractional share. But please do remember, this is not investing advice. And investing involves risks, and the value of investments can either go up or down. And this brings me to the last news I want to talk to you about, and that's the amazing growth that Lightyear as a company and stockbroker has gone through over the last few years, which of course for us as investors is really important, because you want to have a stockbroker that is financially viable, sustainable, and continues to grow, right? There's no point in having no cost charged anywhere, but then after a few years, the broker goes bust, right? We want to avoid that. We want to invest long-term and therefore have a broker that grows with us and continues to do well financially as well. So it's really exciting to see that they recently had a Series B funding worth 23 million, which is really a testimony to their success and how they're doing, and investors are believing in the company and continue to allocate money to them to help them continue to grow and roll out new features and expand, which is really, really cool to see. And that success is shown in that number, that now they have assets under management over $1 billion, which is really a huge achievement and shows that people really trust them. Because I wouldn't want to use a broker that maybe has 50 million under management, right? It's a too small amount, but $1 billion, it definitely shows that they're a serious broker that people trust their money and funds with, and they're really doing something great. And of course, as we mentioned before, some of the innovations that's fueling that growth is, of course, the use of AI-powered intelligence, which I think is going to roll out more and more in the future. Fractional European shares, which we talked about, really, really cool. That will come to the UK as well in the future. And of course, even new things like local tax wrappers. They already have ISA accounts in the UK, which is really cool, that recently launched. And now, for example, also they have in Hungary, which is kind of a tax-efficient investing solution. So they continue to innovate, which is really nice to see. And one of their investors was also a very influential tech and angel investor from Hungary, Balog Petya, I hope I pronounced it correctly. That's really a strategic long-term investment. And obviously, it just once again shows his belief and other investors' belief in the company that they're really onto something here. All right, friends, hope you enjoyed the video and those updates. I personally really love what Lightyear is doing. Now, you might say, if the app is so great, why not using it yourself? Good question. Actually, in the past, I used to use it. However, now, since I'm based in the UAE mostly, that's where I spend my time, I'm obviously not able to use it because technically it's only available for Europeans and UK investors. So for me, it doesn't really make sense. But if I was based in EU or Europe, I would definitely be using it because I really think it offers so many amazing benefits and features. So I can wholeheartedly recommend Lightyear to any of you watching. And if you do have any questions about any of the things I mentioned in this video today, put them in the comments down below. Happy to hear from you. Next up, check out this video over here. As always, thanks for watching. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and see you in the next one. Ciao.